everybody. Today I'm going to make cheesy chicken and cauliflower soup. It's really good, really simple, and good for all stages. The recipe and the link for pouchfriendly.com are going to be on the side, so I hope you check it out and enjoy. The ingredients for cheesy chicken and cauliflower soup are, obviously we have chicken. That's 3 chicken breasts diced up or chunked up, an onion, about 2 to 3 medium carrots, a whole head of cauliflower, and I'll show you that close up when I get to it so you can see about the size. We have fat-free milk, olive oil, flour, all-purpose flour, no sugar sweetener, cheddar cheese, a 1/3 fat cream cheese, garlic, basil, nutmeg, butter, chicken broth, salt, and pepper. The olive oil and butter are starting to come together on a medium-high pot, and then I'm going to saute the onions and garlic in that. The onions and garlic have started to get soft and brown up a little bit. I let the onions go for a couple minutes before I put the garlic in so that the garlic doesn't brown too much. Now I'm adding my carrots, my cauliflower, and I wanted to show you about the size that I cut them up. You can do it a little bit smaller if you want to, but I like them a little bigger after the soup's all done so that I can actually like pick up little pieces of cauliflower. Broth. And again, the measurements are going to be on the side. Just about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the nutmeg. A little bit of basil, about 1/4 teaspoon. Salt and pepper. About 1 teaspoon of the Splenda. I did measure that. I don't usually measure things out, but I did do that so it didn't get too sweet. I'm going to let this come together for about 10 minutes or so till the vegetables start getting tender. I don't want them tender just yet because I want to cook the chicken down in the broth. Okay, the cauliflower and carrots and stuff have cooked for about an hour. For about 10 minutes, and I brought it back up to a boil. And they just simmered for about 10 minutes. Then I brought it back up to a boil so that I can add the chicken and so that it can cook down in the broth. And this is a lot of chicken. If you don't want that much chicken, don't use that much chicken. But since protein is so important in our diet, I bumped up the chicken portion of the recipe. And if you prefer chicken thighs, then go ahead and do thighs. Just remember that it's not going to be as lean, so it's going to affect the calorie count. So I'm going to get the chicken all worked down in the broth. And you can hear it starting to come back up to a boil, so I'm going to knock it back down to medium-high heat till the chicken cooks through. It'll probably take about another 5-6 minutes. I'm going to make a slurry to thicken up our soup. In the bowl I have a 1/4 cup of the flour, and I have a whole cup of milk, but I'm just going to add, maybe 1/4 of that for right now until I get it sort of started to work together. Just going to work that together till it's smooth. You want to get it as smooth as possible because you don't want to add dumplings to your stew or to your soup, which is happily cooking away over here. You get the idea. Just whisk it together till it comes together. And I'll show you how we add that to the soup. The chicken's cooked for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. You can tell I diced it up kind of small so it cooked fairly quickly. I'm going to add the rest of the milk that I didn't use in our slurry mixture. And then I'm stirring it, and then I'm slowly going to add, watch my hand here, slowly going to add the flour and milk mixture. Keep stirring that until it starts to thicken, probably about 2 minutes or so. You could tell it's already starting to thicken. And this is a really healthy alternative to cream soups, cream of soups. You know, the majority of our liquid in here is the chicken broth, just a cup of fat-free skim milk. I'm going to turn the heat off now. And this is the cream cheese that we're using. I don't know how to say it. That's it. It's a third less fat than regular cream cheese. There's some things that I'll use fat-free on, but this isn't one of them. So I'm just breaking that apart and dropping it down in there. Stir that. And add about 4 ounces or half a cup of your shredded cheddar cheese. And you don't want to use fat-free on this either. The fat-free brands are so much oil that it just separates. It doesn't melt very well in these kinds of dishes. Everything's sticking to my hand from the cream cheese. Alright, so that is off the heat. The heat is off. And I'm just slowly stirring it in until it all starts to melt together. So you could totally make this a vegetarian. You don't have to add the chicken. You can use vegetable broth if you want to. I don't know how a soy cheese would melt in here. I wouldn't imagine that it would melt very well for the vegans, but for those of you that do have dairy, you could do that. And there's still some cream cheese that needs to be worked, so I'm going to keep stirring that until it all melts. So there, it's all melted. And I said at the beginning of the video that this is good for all stages. It is. If you're on a pureed stage, you could either use an immersion blender and blend the whole soup. If you've got a family and you don't want to make it all blended, you could take your portion out and work it in a food processor or a blender. If you're in the transition stage, maybe you can cut up your cauliflower a little bit smaller, your chicken a little bit smaller. And also, if you already have chicken cooked up, or you got like a rotisserie chicken in the fridge or something like that. I know some people can't use leftover chicken. A lot of times it's because it's so dry, and then when you heat it up it gets even drier. So you could try that leftover chicken in something like this because of all of the sauce, and see if that doesn't work better for you. So give it a try. Let us know what you think. Enjoy.